What's going on, everyone? Pat Strathman here with ESPN Wichita 92.3 FM. We have a very special show for you right here on our YouTube channel. Chance Liebau in the house as well. He's kind of running the show. He's got the microphones all set up. We're so excited to be here at Learning Lab Wichita. If you haven't heard of Learning Lab Wichita, well, do some research because they're doing some incredible things. They have this awesome podcast studio. They have so many other things as well. And we're pleased to be joined by a couple of individuals here who want to talk some NCAA Tournament basketball. Let's go ahead and introduce ourselves for those that might not be familiar. So I'll start with you, young man. What is your name?
My name is John Reed.
John Reed in the house. John, what's your favorite sport?
Basketball.
You switched it up. You sure it's not boxing? You told me boxing earlier. You sure? All right, he's going to go with basketball. That's cool. Do you have a favorite sports team?
Duke and the Lakers.
You have Duke and the Lakers. That's awesome. Why Duke?
Because Cooper Flag.
Because of Cooper Flag. Well, that's totally fine. Totally fine. What about you?
My name is Mia Voos.
Hi, Mia. Glad to have you here. What's your favorite sport?
My favorite sport is golf.
You are a big golfer. We were talking a little bit before we went live here. She can pretty much outdrive me already. How old are you?
I am 12.
Okay. And she is able to pretty much outdrive both Chance and I at this moment.
Maybe combined.
Maybe combined. She's pretty phenomenal, to say the least. Do you have a favorite sports team?
For basketball, my favorite sports team is KU.
KU. Well, you and I are in the same boat, and you and I are not very happy with what happened this past weekend. So that was less than ideal. Do you have a favorite player? I know you're a big golfer, so do you have a favorite golfer?
Yeah, my favorite golfer is Nelly Korda.
Okay, right on. Why her? What makes her so special? Totally fine. I mean, she's just that good.
Yeah, I've been watching her since I was little, and like I see things that she does, and I try to copy it with my golf swing, and she can play it really good.
Yeah, okay. All right, last but not least, introduce yourself to the world. Who are you? What's your name?
I am Jeffrey Ragsdale.
Jeffrey. What is your favorite sport to play?
Basketball.
Basketball, a big basketball guy. What's your favorite team?
I like the Knicks.
You're a Knicks guy. I'm going to tell you one thing here. We have a guy at our station who is a big Knicks fan, huge Knicks fan. So you just made someone very, very happy by saying that you're a New York Knicks fan. Favorite player?
I like Bridges.
Oh, okay. Right on. Fantastic. Yeah, I think you're going to make someone very, very happy. So, well, I'm Pat Strathman. My favorite sport to play is basketball. I don't know if you can tell or not, but I'm 6'7", so it makes sense.
These chairs kind of make us look a little bit
yes,
normal.
and I'm like hunched over a little bit, so I'm trying to make sure I'm in the shot and everything. But basketball is my favorite sport to play. In terms of favorite sports team, I got a ton of them. But since this is a basketball podcast that we're doing, Kansas is definitely the number one thing. I graduated from KU back in 2013. I know, talking to Jeffrey was like, hey, I'm going to go to Kansas State. I'm like, well, that's your choice. It's fine. But Kansas is definitely my school. In terms of my favorite player, man, for basketball, it's hard not for me to not select LeBron James. It's got to be LeBron James. It's got to be him. I know you're over here probably judging me a little bit. Was that a bad choice? You don't like LeBron?
No, LeBron is booty.
Really?
Yeah, Jordan's better.
Oh, man. Well, I prefer LeBron James. I remember him when I was growing up, and can't believe he's still in the league. It's been a long, long time for him, but he's still going.
I figured since we were the old guys, we'd be the Jordan guys, but I guess we're surrounded by a bunch of Jordan guys.
Yes, apparently. You don't like Jordan?
Jordan.
Okay. Well, that's a debate for
another time.
For another time, for sure. Chance, you got to introduce yourself now.
Yeah.
It can't just be me doing this now. You got to introduce yourself. Introduce yourself to the world.
Yeah, Chance Liebau here with ESPN Wichita. My favorite sport to play, baseball. Growing up, I loved playing baseball, but now I guess it's a slow pitch softball since I'm a little bit older out of my playing days. Favorite sports team, a K-State guy through and through. I guess I'm alone here in being a K-State guy. Favorite player.
I'm a K-State.
You're a K-State guy? All right, awesome. Strength in numbers right there. Favorite player. If I were to go baseball player, definitely Bobby Witt Jr. Bobby Baseball has to be my favorite player. But excited to be here. Excited to, get you guys involved with this.
Yeah, this is cool that you guys are able to do something like this. So thanks for being here. We'll try to just knock out some of these different things here. We're set to talk about the opening weekend that was in the NCAA Tournament. As we all know, Kansas is no longer in it. The Jayhawks ended up losing in the first round to the Arkansas Razorbacks. Things were looking good down the stretch. Roughly 4 to 5 minutes ago, you think, hey, maybe Kansas is going to advance. Unfortunately, that did not happen for the Jayhawks as they ended up turning the ball over 4 consecutive times in a span of 90 seconds. KJ Adams gets hurt, and Kansas' season comes to a close. It was a pretty typical finish to me for those that have watched Kansas all throughout the year. You might recall seeing Kansas crumble down the stretch. You take a look at the Houston game. They lost that game not once but twice. They have had those moments where they're in it, 4 minutes to play, and then they just crumble. They turn the ball over, and that's exactly what happened. So I'm not too heartbroken because I did not expect Kansas to go all that far in the NCAA tournament for this year. But Kansas, I kind of wish that they had at least one win. So that way they didn't become one and done. Instead, they officially just lost the game to Arkansas, and their season is over. John, do you have any thoughts on Kansas and what happened to Arkansas? You're telling me about Boogie Flan for Arkansas with him being available. Did this surprise you at all, Arkansas knocking off Kansas?
No.
It didn't? Why is that? Why
'Cause-
do you say that?
Because KU wasn't that good this year. They already had like 12 losses to their name, and they were like the 21st seed and only had like 19 wins.
Mm-hmm.
And Carter Knox was averaging like 17.2 points, 5.6 rebounds, and like 4.5 assists. And Boogie Flint was averaging 15.5 points a game, 4.6 assists a game, and 2.8 rebounds a game.
Mm-hmm. So this didn't surprise you whatsoever. Arkansas was the better team in your eyes, which you can make that argument. Arkansas does have a pretty good team. Jeffrey, do you have any thoughts on Kansas losing since you're a K-State guy, other than the fact that you're happy to see Kansas losing?
I'm not really happy to see Kansas losing because like that's the team I really grew up on. But I changed to K-State because I like their colors. Their players are good. Their basketball team's better than KU's. So yeah.
That's a hot take, Chance.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
K-State's
I don't
team.
think the colors being that better than KU is that hot of a take. I mean, the lavender, you got to love the lavender.
Which
It's
I'm
just-
okay with that.
It's just that KU's colors are just like regular, like yellow, blue, red.
Mm-hmm.
Regular colors.
Regular
You have beef
colors.
with the primary colors?
I don't know what the primary color is.
You don't like the crimson and blue for Kansas?
No. Like, it would more like be like a yellow color with like black, like WSU colors. That's what like it should be.
Okay. That's fine. That's okay. Well,
That's
hey.
like that yellow and black's like Kansas's colors.
Well, hey there, Kansas fan. How heartbroken are you that Kansas lost?
I was sort of expecting it after the game with K-State.
Yeah.
Had tiny hope that they would follow through and eat Arkansas, but I might have to change to Arkansas after that loss.
Well, there are a lot of Kansas people that have Arkansas ties. So if you do go the Arkansas route, you're going to join a group of people who I think have done that, especially in the Kansas City area for sure. Did you have anything to add, Chance?
No,
Good.
I think
Okay,
that you guys
cool.
wrapped it up pretty well. I love the stats guy over here. He's got all of them.
He reminds me of myself back in the day. I definitely could rattle off stats left and right. Good work, John. Okay, best game of the weekend. You have a couple of options. John's like, hey, I'm ready to rock and roll. So John, I'll let you start then, since it looks like you're ready to rock and roll. So what was the best game of the weekend? You have some options here. What say you?
That Maryland versus Colorado State game with that Derek Queen buzzer beater.
Mm-hmm. He didn't walk, though? He didn't walk? He didn't travel? You sure? I don't know. Took 3 steps.
2.
Good game. Good game, though. I'm right there with you. I think that's a great game for sure. Jeffrey?
Same thing with you guys.
Okay, that's cool. How about you?
I like the Tennessee versus UCLA.
Okay. That's not a bad one.
I agree there. That was a really good game.
That was a really, really good game.
Kind of pulled away late. That was a low-scoring game.
Yeah.
Old-fashioned slugfest.
That's good. I'm a little surprised no one picked UConn and Florida.
Yeah.
UConn and Florida was a good game.
I was just about to redo that.
Well, that was good. Florida won 77-75, but, man, UConn there for a little bit looked like that they were going to knock them off. I thought maybe it would be a challenging game because UConn does have some national championships in the last couple of years. So with them being an 8 seed, that seems really dangerous for Florida. But at the end, the Gators, they hang on to win 77-75. You going with Tennessee?
Yeah, well, no, I'll go with UConn, Florida, especially with the Liam McNeely 3 there at the end. That was a really fun game back and forth. And Walter Clayton Jr., I mean, he's just so much fun to watch when he gets going. And, it was a really fun game.
Is there a big surprise from the weekend for you, John? Who you got that was surprising? Was it Colorado State getting a W in the first round? Was that surprising? That was a pretty big upset.
It was surprising because they're not good.
Colorado State's not good? Man, I had them going to the Sweet 16. Yeah, I know. People can't see your look right now because your head's to the camera, but you're giving me the stink eye right now. I'm telling you. Colorado State, I thought for sure that they would be in the Sweet 16, but they lose at the Horn, so not good at all. You guys have any surprises from this past weekend or no?
I do.
You go first.
The one with Maryland against CO State.
Okay.
Colorado.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one for sure. Yeah, some people like Maryland. I just preferred Colorado State.
Crab 5, that's what they're calling them.
The Crab 5. That's
that.
it. Jeffrey, do you have anything or are you good?
That buzzer beater versus
Yeah.
Florida versus UConn.
Okay. Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, it was great for sure. Florida hanging on there at the very, very end because, man, you have
UConn. Didn't UConn win last year's?
yeah,
And they won the one before that.
they did. UConn won back to back.
The
and yet
streak ends.
The streak is officially over. They can't defend their title anymore. So I would say biggest surprise and biggest upset's probably about the same. So, Chance, did you want to throw in your 2 cents, or are you good?
I'd say the biggest surprise was that there wasn't very many big upsets this
Yeah.
weekend. The first Sweet 16 without non-major conference. So that was probably the biggest surprise, that there wasn't that many upsets or very much drama. But I think that's kind of what we saw coming because the good teams are so good this year.
Yeah, the only thing I would probably throw in there, too, was Iowa State laying an egg against Ole Miss. Yeah. I didn't expect that to happen, but that's what happened. Best player from the weekend. Jeffrey, do you have one already?
Cooper Flag.
Cooper Flag? Are you taking John's
yeah.
answer? Is that what you're doing?
No.
Why Cooper Flag?
Cooper Flag, I just got to choose him because he was one of the best high school players ever. Because I used to watch his highlights all the time. And so, I just got to pick Cooper Flag because he's averaging good points, good assists, good rebounds, So, Cooper Flag.
Yeah. Is that your answer, John? Was Cooper Flag? If so, it's totally cool. He had it up right here. He had the numbers down.
Man.
But you're a Duke guy, so that makes sense, doesn't it? It should be Cooper Flag.
Tyrese Proctor had a good week, though. He had some big shots down.
How about Tyrese Proctor? He did well.
Who's that?
Oh, man. Well, my player of the weekend has to be Walker Clayton because what he was able to do with UConn, having Florida on the ropes, he put in one of the best performances from the weekend across the board. He was so clutch down the stretch. I'm always going to look at someone with the clutch gene. And he turned it on when Florida needed him to turn it on. And he did it in spectacular fashion with some step backs, some tough shots, and he was able to make a ton of them. So that would be my selection.
I liked Billy Richmond the third. He had 3 rebounds. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
No, very, very good. Chance?
Yeah. Caleb Love last night, the late
Caleb
night action.
Love!
Probably after all you guys' bedtimes, but after Pac-12 After Dark, Oregon, Arizona is a Caleb Love masterclass and gets that matchup with Duke that he was looking forward to. So I'd say Caleb Love had a big game last night and really enjoyed watching that.
Okay, now we take a look ahead at what's left for the NCAA tournament. We have our final 16 teams. They are ready to rock and roll for this upcoming week. You have Florida, Maryland, Arizona, Michigan State, Ole Miss, Alabama, Kentucky, and Duke. That is the Sweet 16. It is the first time that we are – actually, that's half the field. But you get what I'm trying to throw down there. When you look at the field that's left, nothing but Power 4 conference schools, which is the first time that's ever happened in the NCAA tournament, which is crazy to think in the history of the NCAA tournament. We have nothing but the Power 4 schools represented. Kind of crazy. Who ends up winning it all? I'm sticking with my pick in Florida. I think the Gators still have enough firepower to go on to do big things. Houston's a part of the mix too. I had them going up against Florida in the national championship, so I'm going to keep riding with Houston and Florida being my national championship game, with Florida getting the W. But we'll see. You have Duke that's in the mix. You have some other squads too. John, are you riding with the Dukies? Are the Blue Devils going to be able to win it all?
Yes.
You sure?
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt. Why would Duke end up winning it all? Is it just simply because of Cooper Flagg, or is it because of other teams?
Because
Or other players, I should say.
everybody on that team. Cooper Flagg, Isaiah Evans. What's that big man's name?
Malawat. Malawat.
Malawat.
Yeah.
Con Knipple.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, you got a little bit of everything there for sure. Jeffrey, who wins it all? You going to ride with Duke as well? Or do you like my pick, Florida? You can go with Florida. That's fine.
I might pick Florida.
You're going to go with Florida. All right, he's on board with me. That's great. I love to see it. Why Florida?
Because Florida.
Color scheme? Because they got orange and blue? Is it because of the color scheme?
No, it's because they beat a 2-year, they won 2 years in a row, like the champions 2 years in a row. Mm-hmm. They beat them, and plus they're the number 1 seed. Mm-hmm. I'm going with Florida.
Okay.
Who's the number 1 seed?
Florida.
Florida.
Not number 1 overall, but they are a 1 seed though. So yeah, I mean they play Maryland. So Florida's a good pick. That's the one I would go with. I do like the Gators. I've liked them ever since the beginning of the season. They've been able to put up a lot of points. So anywho. Do you have someone?
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with Duke. They have 5 NCAA champions.
Okay.
Championships.
Yeah, they go with the blue blood. Can't go wrong with the blue blood. And I think how many champions have worn blue? There is some sort of correlation there too to
UCLA.
where if you wear blue, you have a good shot at winning a national championship. It's just the way it is. Chance, who are you riding with?
I'll play contrarian. I'll go with Houston. They didn't have any really challenges to start the tournament so far, so I think they're playing with house money right now, and they got a pretty easy field to get to the Final Four to San Antonio, so I'll go Houston.
Okay, fair enough. Which 1 seed is going to lose first? So you have Houston, as we just talked about.
Houston.
No.
That was a quick one.
Yeah.
Houston.
Is it Florida, you? Who loses? Who's the 1 seed that's going to lose first? You have Florida, a 1 seed. You have Houston, the 1 seed. You have Auburn, the number 1 overall seed.
They're not going to lose.
And then you have Duke. Who's going to lose first out of the 1 seed? Out of the 1 seeds?
Florida.
I feel like John's just saying that because we picked Florida, but maybe that's just me.
For real.
That's okay. You be contrarian. I mean, Florida, they eked by UConn, so I get it. But that might have been their toughest game for their path to a national championship appearance, in my opinion. But because I don't think Maryland is all fine and dandy, and people like the Terrapins, but I think Florida's going to be just fine. My pick would probably be Auburn because of the fact that they didn't look all that great in the first game for sure. They turned on the second game, but I'm going to go with the Auburn Tigers because, well, I don't know. Michigan is one of those teams that's being slept on, and I like Michigan State a little bit better. So I think Michigan State's going to have an opportunity to knock them off once you get to that point. So
I got a question for you guys.
what's the question?
Who do you think is gonna win between Maryland and Florida?
I got Florida.
Yeah, I'll go Florida. I just think it's hard to pick against them right now. They're playing better than anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with Florida.
It's 'cause they have
Which one seed's going to lose first in your mind?
Auburn.
You're going to go Auburn? I think that's a safe
What?
pick. I think it's a safe pick. Why do you think otherwise? They're number one overall seed, but they also were limping to the finish line going into the NCAA tournament.
I think I have to watch what I'm saying before I get a stink eye. It's gonna give everybody stink eyes.
You just want a reaction. That's okay. That's fair. Oh man. Well, hey, I think it's basketball, man. Anything can happen when it comes to the NCAA tournament. Anything can truly happen. Out of the games that are on the docket for the Sweet 16, which one are you most excited to see? You have BYU and Alabama. You have Florida and Maryland. Arizona and Duke, which, I mean, that is intriguing. Texas Tech and Arkansas. Ole Miss and Michigan State. Kentucky, Tennessee. Auburn, Michigan. Houston, and Purdue. BYU and Alabama, I think, could be like the first to like 80.
Yeah.
You don't think they can score that many points? BYU and Alabama?
No.
BYU's been putting up points. Bama's been able to put up points. No? Okay. Well, he disagrees.
I think I'm not trying to glaze Florida or anything, but I think it's gonna be Florida and Maryland.
Okay. Florida, Maryland. That's okay. Totally fine. I think out of all those games, I think all of them are going to be intriguing in some way.
We got a little Stephen A. Smith, Skip Bayless
We do.
over here.
Yeah, I just need to sit down the microphone and just let them just go to town when it comes to that. So, anywho, and there's only one double-digit seed that is left, and that is Arkansas. I don't know how far they're going to make it. Is Arkansas?
play?
Texas Tech. Do you think they're going to beat Tech? Ooh, okay. So you got Arkansas going all the way to the Elite Eight. That's definitely unique for sure. You really like Arkansas, though. I can tell. Is it because of John Calipari? That's their head coach. No? Oh, okay. Fair enough. Totally fine. Anyone have any final predictions?
Nope.
You don't have any final predictions?
Duke is winning.
Duke is winning. That's the only thing you're just going to say. Mic drop that way. Duke is winning. You have any other final thoughts before you say
Florida's losing first.
Okay.
Nope. I feel like Florida could be Duke.
goodbye? Now I'm rooting
No.
for Florida Duke for the
Yeah, me
national
too.
championship.
Florida won against UConn by 2
That's a
points, and then
drag.
Duke won by a landslide. You think Florida is gonna beat Duke?
And the only reason Florida's good is because they have a 7'9" big man.
No rebuttal?
I think that.
Hey, man, I would take Florida, too.
I
I'm taking Florida as well. I know John's going to give me his stink eye again. That's totally fine. But look, I like Florida a lot. I think Florida's got enough firepower. I think if it was Florida and Duke, I think it would be a heck of a national championship.
Yeah, it'd be really fun.
So if we get Florida and Duke, I'm totally okay with it. So.
Hey there, y'all gonna lose.
All right. You guys have fun?
yes.
Is that good?
Yes.
Do we need to do another one in the future?
Yes.
Okay.
Taylor
maybe-
was just here.
Maybe we'll do it. Maybe
done.
we'll do it. All right. Well, we're officially out of here. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Make sure to check out Learning Lab Wichita.